Canada, the world's second-largest country on Earth by land area, spanning 9.98 million square kilometers, or 3.85 million square miles, yet has a population of approximately 40.5 million people as of 2024, resulting in an extremely low population density of just 4.1 people per square kilometer, meaning over 90% of its immense landmass is virtually empty and uninhabited. With endless boreal forests covering 3.5 million square kilometers, massive lakes numbering over 2 million in total, and vast wilderness stretching across the north, Canada possesses far more natural space than it has people to occupy it. So why does one of the largest countries in the world, nearly as big as all of Europe combined at 10.18 million square kilometers, have so much empty land despite its enormous size and resources? In this video, we delve deeply into the real reasons behind Canada's vast uninhabited spaces, exploring geography, climate, history, and human choices that have shaped its sparse population distribution. Canada is almost as large as all of Europe combined, spanning 9.98 million square kilometers, a figure that underscores its colossal scale on the global map. Yet its population of approximately 40.5 million is smaller than that of California alone, which had 39.2 million people in 2023, highlighting the dramatic contrast in density at just 4.1 people per square kilometer across Canada's expanse. Over 90% of Canadians live within a few hundred kilometers, specifically 200 kilometers or 124 miles, of the southern border, leaving the majority of the northern and interior regions sparsely populated and largely untouched. One of the biggest reasons Canada has so much empty land is its extreme and varied climate, which poses significant barriers to widespread habitation and development. Large parts of the country, especially in the north, experience long, harsh winters with average temperatures below 30 degrees Celsius or 22 degrees Fahrenheit, and record lows like 63 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit recorded in Snag, Yukon on February 3, 1947. In the far north, permafrost covers about 4.4 million square kilometers, which is 48% of Canada's landmass, making construction difficult, expensive, and sometimes impossible due to thawing-induced subsidence and instability. This frozen ground, particularly in Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut, also severely limits agriculture, with growing seasons under 100 days, rendering large-scale farming impractical in these regions. Much of Canada sits on the Canadian Shield, an ancient Precambrian rock formation dating back 4 billion years, underlying about 8 million square kilometers from Labrador to Saskatchewan. While rich in valuable minerals like nickel, gold, and uranium, the Canadian Shield's land features thin, acidic soils, often less than 1 meter deep, making it difficult to farm and extremely expensive to develop for settlement. The thin soil and rocky ground, a direct result of glacial scouring during the last ice age that ended around 10,000 years ago, have limited large-scale settlement and agriculture for centuries across this vast region. Building essential infrastructure like roads, power lines, and cities across such vast wilderness is incredibly expensive and logistically challenging. Many regions are simply too far from major population centers to justify large-scale development. For instance, the 7,121-kilometer Trans-Canada Highway primarily serves southern routes, leaving northern areas underserved. As a result, many northern communities, like those in Nunavut, with a population of just 40,000 spread across 2 million square kilometers, rely on air travel or seasonal ice roads, such as the 2,200-kilometer winter roads operational only from January to April. Early European settlers, starting with Vikings around 1000 AD, but accelerating post-1608 with Quebec's founding, followed rivers, railways like the Canadian Pacific Railway, completed in 1885, and fertile land in areas like the St. Lawrence Valley and prairies. Settlement naturally concentrated in the south, where farming on fertile soils, trade along waterways, and transportation via railways were far easier and more viable than in the harsh north. These historical patterns continue to shape where Canadians live today, with 80% of the population east of Manitoba or in British Columbia's Lower Mainland and Ontario corridor, even by the 1901 census. Large areas of Canada are designated as Indigenous land or protected wilderness, with 5.8% as reserves for 638 First Nations, and 12.1% or 1.23 million square kilometers as national parks. These regions, including Nunavut, created on April 1, 1999, which comprises 38% of Canada's land, are preserved for cultural, environmental, and historical reasons by Indigenous peoples like First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, who number about 1.8 million or 5% of the population. Not all land is meant to be developed. Much of Canada remains intentionally untouched, like the 3.5 million square kilometer boreal forest, in places such as the 44,807 square kilometer Wood Buffalo National Park. As Canada grows with 82% of its population now urbanized in cities like Toronto with 6.2 million metro, Montreal at 4.3 million, and Vancouver at 2.7 million, questions arise about housing crises, sustainability, and potential northern expansion. However, development in the empty north comes with major challenges, including environmental impact, enormous costs, and climate risks like permafrost thawing 5 times faster since the 2000s, potentially causing $1.6 billion in annual infrastructure damage. Canada's empty land serves as both a valuable resource and a profound responsibility, with the boreal forest alone sequestering 2.2 gigatons of CO2 annually, playing a vital role in global carbon storage. Canada's vast empty land tells a compelling story woven from geography, extreme climate, historical settlement patterns, infrastructure challenges, and deliberate choices for preservation. It's a powerful reminder that not all available space needs to be filled or developed in pursuit of growth. Sometimes, the greatest value lies in what remains untouched, allowing nature, wildlife, and cultural heritage to thrive undisturbed. Thank you for watching this exploration of Canada's empty lands. Please subscribe for more in-depth history and geography documentaries.